had a lot to do with who he became.
Who?
Thibodeau.
I mean, shout out Coach Tibb. You know, I'm not gonna argue with you about that.
That's my point.
Shout out Coach Tibb.
So,
but I'm not gonna say he made Jimmy Butler. Hold up, Jimmy Butler.
When Jimmy Butler came out of
because then I'll argue with you on that too. Then because Jimmy Butler was pretty nice coming out of Marquette. He wasn't like he was pretty nice.
Go look at the story of Jimmy. Jimmy had to transfer to a couple schools.
He was as good as Ronaldo Bachman.
No, he wasn't.
And then he just evolved his career, and then he got better.
It's mental.
It's all about the mental.
Some people know how to.
Get your mental up, nigga.
Some people know how to fix.
I'm gonna look this up. Jimmy Butler, when he first got in the league, what you want me to check? Is it his tape?
You ain't gotta check nothing. I'm telling you what it is.
Let's see. Let's see when he first came into the league and how things progressed from there. Since apparently he was so garbage at one point and he just got better.
No one said garbage.
Let's see when he was.
So when you scale rate players, it's either good or garbage.
Oh, absolutely not.
So
I just know garbage when I see it. Oh, okay. I thought that's what you was trying to insinuate.
I would
you
never
said,
say that.
Well, we can probably get into it. That's something I have to do a little more research. I'm pretty sure Coach was coach at this time, and by coach I mean Coach Tibbs. Shout out him. He was with Chicago from 2011 to 2017. When he first got there, he only played 42 games. He got 2.6 points. That's what he averaged. 2013, he played all 82, had 8.6. 2013, 2014, 13. Then from there on, it was 20 plus up until he went to what the hell is TOT? Hold it down. Total team? I don't even know what that means. But
You be
hold it down.
I'm legally blind.
Yeah, you are. If you think Ronaldo Bachman is nice, like nah, you never said he was nice.
Listen, all I'm saying is he could have went somewhere, drafted by any other team, and been a nice role player. He would have never.
Oh, yo, bro, finish your statement because I'm glad that you said that because I have a player that I want to bring up.
Right,
but you can finish your thought. I don't want to cut you off.
Off that because we got completely off topic. Now.
Talking about which teams was worse.
Yes.
Ronaldo Bachman was my reasoning for us being trash.
And I disagree with you because you chose him, but that was just a part of a
you ever heard of a guy named Michael Sweetney?
Yes, surprisingly.
Yeah, you have. Probably played like, what, 2 years with us?
Mm-hmm.
Probably heard of his name. Probably seen his ugly-ass mug before and shit. You know what draft class he was part of, right?
Which one?
That infamous 2003 draft class. Now, again, we had no chance of getting LeBron. That's a whole nother thing.
Okay.
Our lottery pick situation has never been good. Okay. That's just what it is. However, look at my trusty notebook here. Did you know that Mike Sweeney was drafted over one Mr. David West, one Mr. Mo Williams, who, again, to your system point, was there with LeBron James, and one Mr. Kyle Korver, who, again, you said if the system is there and all that other wonderful things that you said.
Okay.
Did you also know? Oh, no. That was a different year. I was going cap and bring up my man Danny Granger, who, if anybody tries to throw disrespect on his name,
listen.
He was a player. We can argue this, and this has nothing to do with either, so I'm not going to argue too much. Danny Granger, in my personal opinion, is not up there with like the Kobe's of the world and things like that. He was great. Like, he was good.
Well, he was in Indiana, yeah.
But I don't think he was like the Kobe's, the LeBrons.
No.
I think he was good. Don't get me wrong. But to your point, you said it's either great or terrible. He was one of those that was like good, but he was never great to me.
Every few years, the NBA has those players that's like they have a hot streak of good seasons.
Absolutely.
And they just fall off.
Absolutely.
And is everybody like, oh, he got hurt? His injury wasn't crazy.
Nah.
To like ruin his career. Mm-mm. He just fell off. And that happens. You know, a lot of people don't realize why he fell off. Once again, poor team management. The Pacers drafted Paul George.
Fuck the Pacers. That's another one that's out there.
The Pacers drafted Paul George, and it fucked up Danny Granger. Because they drafted somebody who played the same position as him, had a slightly better skill set than he did.
Yeah, no, that was a slap in the face. We all saw what they were doing.
And this is coming off of him making an All-Star team.
And then remember they tried to paint it, Danny Granger's a small forward, Paul George a shooting guard. They tried to paint it like that.
And nobody was fooled by that. Mm-hmm. But that also plays into what? Mentally, it got to him, and it changed the way he played. If you don't remember, if I'm not mistaken, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong.
You're wrong.
I'm going to be lazy and not Google it. Danny Granger left and went to L.A.?
I believe so. That sounds about right. Let me look him up. That sounds definitely about right. But I know what you're going to say. I know what you're going to say about this whole system thing.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I guess for your point then, it just depends on the difference between the greats and the shitties.
But there's a reason why we big up Mamba mentality so much.
Mm-hmm.
Mental means a lot.
I agree.
You ever heard the story of Jay Williams, his Kobe Bryant story?
Which one? Oh, yeah. I believe I saw it on one of them things he was talking about it.
Jason Williams on ESPN. Anybody know Jason Williams? He
went to the Clippers, and then he was in
LA?
Miami for a while.
See,
yeah, LA. You're right. He went to the Clippers.
If y'all don't know the story on Jason Williams was the man that.
That we can agree on today, fellas.
Jason Williams
and ladies.
Jason Williams would have changed the trajectory of what the Chicago Bulls became, but he got into a motorcycle accident, got hurt, blah blah blah. But in his rookie year, they played in the Lakers.
Didn't they call him White Chocolate?
No, not that. Jason.
Oh, yeah. I'm thinking of the other one.
We talking about
with the crazy handles. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. My bad.
Jay Will is in shoot around practicing before the game, and it's just him in the gym and the trainer. So they're playing the Lakers that night. Kobe walks in and see Jay shooting up shots. So Jason says Kobe then starts doing game moves at the shoot around.
I heard that story about Kobe all the time. He took practice like the games.
Yeah, so full speed, but it's just him and no one else.
Mm-hmm.
So Jay Will is laughing because he's like, Kobe's going to tire himself out before the game and he's not going to have a good game.
He thought.
Kobe went on to drop 44 points that night.
He thought.
So Jay Will went up
Kobe
to
was
Kobe.
Different. R.I.P. Kobe.
Jay Will went up to Kobe and asked him, yo, like, I need to know, like what was that about earlier? He was like, yo, I saw you in the gym and I need you to know no one's ever going to outwork me.
Mm-hmm.
People don't have that mindset.
I hear you.
It's mental, bruh.
I hear you. But do you know why Kobe has that mentality?
Because he's strong enough to have it.
Nigga, do you know why Kobe has that mentality?
I'm listening.
Who's stopping Kobe? Like, no, I get what you're going to say. It's a mindset kind of thing, but real talk. But here's my question. I'm going to keep bringing them up.
Okay.
If Ronaldo Balkman had Kobe's skills and he was in our shitty-ass system, do you still think Ronaldo Balkman would have been somebody that I'm writing off? And be completely fucking honest. I'm talking Kobe level skill.
But he was never going to have Kobe level skills.
But my level, but what I'm trying to say to you is, I know that you think that I'm only saying that it's either good or it's shitty.
Mm-hmm.
Balkman was simply not that good.
All right, so let's find.
And if you can, yo,
let's find
when we talk about episode 5, bro, I'm gonna do my research. Yo, y'all checking out episode 4. When we have episode 5, I'm gonna have a little like 10-second segment of saying if he's right or wrong because I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna check Ronaldo Balkman's tape and see if this man was at least a good role player. I'm not gonna put him on the same level as Steph, Kobe, Jordan. I'm gonna put him on the level as role players like Zach Randolph, David Lee. Those are terrible because those are actually stars. Shout out David Lee and Zach Randolph when they were with the Knicks.
When you say role player, we going Robert, yo, honestly.
Who we thinking of good role players then?
All right, I'm trying to think of now.
Because are we talking 1-2 punch or are we talking role like come off the bench role?
Come off the bench.
So you talking about 6 man of the year, Jamal Crawford type?
Talking about like the 7th, 8th man. We're gonna give you a good 15, 16 minutes.
So you thinking of shit? Well, nigga, I don't know anybody other than like. Well, he's growing into that fucking Danny Green, but that's because he's. I'm gonna use my word because he's trash. Listen. On everything else.
You think Danny Green's trash?
Bruh, son, last year's finals showed me, and I hear what you're going to say, bruh, but finals show me what I need to see. I know you saying it's system, it's mental and all that, but bruh.
Did you think Danny Green was trash in San Antonio?
I thought he was mad eye with San Antonio. I thought he was just 3-point shooter in San Antonio. That's all I thought he was.
That's my point.
That's all I thought he was. But they wanted him to do more, so I guess... According to your point, he's just not good enough for the system.
What you mean? He did exactly what they needed him to do.
Scored just 3 points?
The last 2 teams that won finals, he was on both of them.
So do you think he did a good job last year?
He did exactly what he needed to do.
No, that's not what I asked you. I said, do you think he did a good job?
Yes.
Cool. I don't agree with that.
Because you see him shooting, he's missing. Did he take 4 shots?
No.
My point.
That he what? What's your point?
He's just missing good shots. He was missing good shots.
You know what I call that?
But you can't do that.
So you consider Paul George to be nice? Because we can have this argument too.
Yes. And Paul George will tell you what the last 2 years what his problems been.
I'll say that Paul George is good. Bro, I'm sorry. I get it because we talked about this with mindsets and things like that. Maybe I got a stronger mindset than other people, but if you made it that far in your career, you've had dreams about being an NBA player. Let me talk, son.
I'm not.
You got dreams of being an NBA player. Mm-hmm. This is your goal. This is something that you work towards.
Okay.
You don't got the mentality that it's time to fucking work. I get it. Maybe everybody doesn't have this mentality, and maybe that's where it stems from.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't understand how you can make it that far, bro. That's like I'm speaking it into the universe. That's like our podcast ended up with 1 million followers, 1 million subscribers.
Okay.
I believe that can actually happen.
Absolutely.
But if anybody else out there were to say like, nah, y'all can't get that, that is a mindset thing. But am I going to sit up here and think that we're not good enough in terms of like being able to speak and being eloquent with our words and good with our knowledge in order to do what we need to do, even if something were to go wrong? You don't think that we'd be able to find a way out of it?
Because we've been through the worst in this life.
But that's because you what?
Because
you believe in yourself,
yes,
right?
And I'm going to get there. And I'm happy.
So I get what you're saying about mindsets, but bro, my whole thing is if I've been ever since it could have even been a 2-year dream. I want to go to the NBA. I talk to you about the stuff I want to do, acting, speaking, and all the things, and I'm doing it, right?
No, but it comes down to mental still, because when I feel like I'm lacking on things, I can lean on you.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do the same for me. And we've been through the worst of everything to know that, like, yo, we know what and what not to do to combat certain things.
Mm-hmm.
If you are familiar with the AAU circuit for basketball,
mm-hmm.
focusing on basketball.
I am.
They coddle the shit out of these players to the point where it's
the good ones,
babying in them.
The good ones.
If you like, even
trust me, bro, the good ones.
Listen, as my nephew is playing on the AAU team, and I'm telling you, his team sucks. Sorry, nephew,
but he's got some skill, right?
Yes, they coddle the entire team. So even the good ones, if they don't have that support system behind them to keep them on the trajectory they need to be on, to show them like, yo, this is your dream. Still keep fighting for it. Don't let certain things get you down. Everyone's not going to be, because think about it. If that was the case, the world would be a better place if everyone was on the same mindset.
I agree.
And on the same wavelength.
I agree.
But it's survival of the fittest. Survival of the strongest.
So in other words, if Balkman's skill was better, he'd be stronger, right?
Mental. It starts with... You can't do nothing in this life if your mental's not good.
I agree with you.
So my thing is, you can get all the way, just going off what you just said, you can get all the way through all of that. AAU, college, make it to the pros. But some people like, damn, I've been pushed this entire time because everyone knows what I can be and what my potential is. To the point where I forgot to see it in myself, to now I don't know, to this point now that I don't know how to do it. And as soon as that first wave of struggle comes along, it's a problem that they can't overcome. I watch it happen every year in every sport to these players who are really good and can be great at the professional ranks, but don't take the time to realize that you can't expect everything to be handed to you, or realize that 90% of that shit has to come from within. The greats realize that. The Kobe's, the Jordans, the LeBrons. They realize that, and that's why they can be who they are. Think about it. And a lot of them start from nothing. Like, Jordan be the first one to tell you. He ain't start in high school when he first started playing basketball. Steph didn't get no D1 offers when he started playing basketball. They had the drive. So usually people who start from the bottom who don't get coddled, usually Jimmy Butler, like you brought up. Usually the people who start from the bottom end up rising to the top because they've been there and they know what it takes to stay there. These people who get coddled, like I'm telling you, and I'm telling you for real, Balkman was nice in college.
Bro.
But he got coddled.
I'm going to check tape because I hear what you're saying.
Yes.
But you know how many times I heard people were nice in college? I hear you. But, bro.
Now, we're not talking Tyler Hansbrough nice. Tyler Hansbrough was okay in college because obviously he's a step slower. Everyone knew he was going to suck in the NBA.
I was about to say, bro, that was a terrible example because he is garbage, yo.
Like, everybody know Larry Bird drafted him to be the next White Hope.
That's literally what that was.
But I'm not talking about that. I promise you, if Balkman was put in the right situation early with somebody who can bring them... Imagine if Balkman got drafted by San Antonio, sat on the bench for a year, got himself coached up, I promise you, he could have been the next. I'm trying to think of a nice coming off the bench player, not a starter that's gonna give you good minutes, but like a Damn, we gotta really start digging into these bench players, man. I want to say he could have been a Gallinari. He could have been a Gallinari.
You know why I won't agree to that?
Why?
Because Gallinari was in the same bullshit system and still did good. Then he went to the Nuggets and still did well.
They didn't have the same coaches when Gallinari, because Gallinari came right when Woodson was there. Woodson wasn't that bad of a coach.
Well, no, yeah, definitely, I agree with that.
Bachman wasn't there when Woodson was there.
I know, but what I'm saying is about Gallinari, because this brings it. We're going to argue about this until I'm blue in the face, bro. This is just something we not going to agree on, son. So you might have to move on, because real talk.
But even with
I know what you're saying.
Uh-huh.
Bro, I said it before, and I'm saying it again. But this time I'm actually listening to you. Before I was just hearing you because I was getting a little I was getting a little hot. I ain't going to hold you. But I'm listening to you.
All right.
But you're not going to sway my decision because I guess, again, bro, and it might come down to your point. My mindset is different. My whole thing is if I've made it to a certain point, there's no reason for me to not keep going forward. Don't matter if you take a couple back steps, if you take a couple back slides, you on a shitty team, whatever the case is, bro. If you got the skill, you don't lose the skill. And I hear what you're saying. The system is all of this shit. But there's people that I can bring up that if you put them in another system, they would still be nice, even if the system sucked.
Okay.
LeBron James is one of those people.
Yes.
Kobe is one of the greats.
But you can't compare a lot of people.
And I get that. Mm-hmm. But then I can bring up 6 men of the year type people like Lou Williams and Jamal Crawford.
All right, and you think, remember the years that Jamal Crawford was with y'all?
Yes.
You think he was nice?
Hell yeah.
That's my point.
No, nigga, that's my point.
No, because when he got to
because there was no system.
Nope, nope,
bruh. When Jamal Crawford to the right system,
when he got into the right system, his team started winning.
Bro, no, Jamal Crawford was balling because Jamal Crawford is nice. You ever seen what? No matter what team you go to, there's no system, bro. There was no.
Yes.
Jamal Crawford. They said so. The system was put the ball in his hand because that's literally what they did.
But the system.
That's what they did, bro.
Listen,
I'm trying to tell you that's what they did, son.
You talking about the Knicks?
Yes.
That's my point.
I'm speaking of my team. Yes.
That's my point.
What's your point?
Bachman got put in the wrong situation. If he already wasn't good enough to be like, yo, I'm throwing you here. You're our first round pick. Do something. That's basically what they was doing to everybody else. Mm-hmm. You cannot do that to certain people.
Okay.
It's mental.
Because
he was put in the wrong system.
No, Bachman's trash. Yo, bro, like I said, I'm going to check tape, son, because I'm telling you, I don't remember him being somebody who I could rely on for 15 points if he go to another team. Listen, 15 points ain't even a lot if you're considered a role player.
But you have to factor in that had he went somewhere else first, he would have been okay.
David Lee was with us, and our system was trash, and he was
players who were already good.
David Lee was in the second round, and he was honestly never looked at to be a top person.
David Lee still came in with different coaching.
But I'm not talking for what, for college.
They did not get drafted by the same regime.
Bro, they got drafted literally 1 year after each other. But David Lee got drafted in 05, and Bachman got drafted in 06.
Who was the coaching?
Bro, it was the same fucking... I'm gonna look this shit up right now.
Because if I'm not mistaken, Isaiah Thomas was president, and then he became coach after that, correct?
No, it was the other way around. He was a coach and president, and then he just became president.
No. It wasn't.
All right, let's look it up, nigga. Let's look it up right now, nigga.
He was doing bad, and then he became the coach.
Isaiah Thomas, basketball operations. Let's see.
As he's looking this up, none of it still compares to passing up Dan Marino.
Well, I mean, that's big facts. That was your original point. We was talking about the terrible drafts. And that's definitely true. Let's see.
Dante getting me heated in here.
Man, you getting me heated because you saying some bullshit. So I got to make sure we both on the same accord about you saying some bullshit.
Uh-huh.
So what'd you say? What'd he do now?
Now, he was the president of basketball operations, and then he became coach because the coach they had when he was president did bad, and then he became coach. Because they were going to let him go, and he was like, let me
You talking about Larry Brown?
I'm talking about Isaiah Thomas.
Larry Brown was the coach right before Isaiah Thomas.
That's my point. So,
okay.
Lee came in under Larry Brown.
No, he didn't.
Who's the coach? He didn't.
Nigga.
Because Isaiah didn't stay 2 years.
So then David Lee came under Larry Brown, and then Bachman came under Isaiah Thomas. So you're telling me...
You just proved my point.
So no, I'm saying you're right about the draft class. I'm not proving your point. Listen, my point is, So you're saying that the Knicks
Yes.
were in a terrible system?
No. Let me get it right. Larry Brown and Isaiah Thomas butted heads on what they wanted to do with the players they had.
Correct.
Because Larry Brown was smart enough to know that I need certain type of players to fit my system, and Isaiah wasn't drafting that.
Because they're both terrible at managing, but I see what you're saying.
But
Larry Brown's horrible.
Larry Brown...
His win percent, bro. Let's talk about his win percentage, bro. He won like 20 games on his one season, bro. He sucks.
As a coach, he got the players he wanted. What did he do with them in Detroit?
Who?
Larry Brown.
Oh well, Larry. I didn't follow Detroit basketball, so I honestly don't know.
They won a title with him.
Oh damn. Well, that's crazy. So what's your point now?
Because when Larry Brown was with the Sixers, was they not going to the conference championship every year?
Nah, they wasn't.
Dante?
To the conference? Oh, I think. Sorry, I thought you meant finals. My bad. I thought you meant finals.
And what was his reason for leaving Philly?
I don't know. I don't follow Philly basketball.
My point being is...
What's your point?
They started getting to points when they wasn't getting him the players he needed to fit his system.
Okay.
So he left. New York promised him that. For a little bit, they were doing it. Isaiah took over and stopped. Because they didn't agree on what was needed.
Agreed.
The team went bad. Larry got fired.
The team wasn't good when Larry was a coach, but go ahead.
Because... my point being is he wasn't getting the players he felt like he needed. And this is documented. They butted heads. Isaiah fired him. So Dolan went and fired Isaiah. Isaiah was like, well, I'm picking these players. Let me prove that what I'm doing is right. And he was flat out wrong.
Correct.
Because he was picking the wrong players
for
the system that was trying to be ran.
Okay.
So my point being is when you do that to certain people, not all, certain people, it can destroy their careers because mentally they will never recover.
So he wasn't good. I told you, bro, and you're making some good points too. I will say that. I'm shaking my head, man. You making up some good points.
Listen.
Only thing is, you're just not going to change my mind because I promise you, bro. The way I feel, I've just seen good people on our shitty ass team who still do good, even in our horrible system.
Everyone's not going to have that mind.
But my point is. Ronaldo Balkman, my original point was Ronaldo Balkman over Kyle Lowry, and who else the fuck I say? And Rajon Rondo were horrible picks for what we needed at that time. You said, what did we need? And I said it was a horrible pick. Years later, it's still a horrible pick. I definitely am now listening to what you're saying. I don't agree. But I hear what you're saying about being in the correct system.
I also passed up on Steph Curry. I remember that.
Nigga, we could talk about that because that year was when I think that's the year we drafted fucking Jordan Hill, and his bum ass ain't do shit. That's somebody who we can agree on. I hope.
But once again,
nope, because he went to the Lakers, ain't do shit. He went to another team, ain't do shit. That's all Jordan Hill.
My point being is, once again, and you saying he went to the Lakers and do shit. What was happening in those years when he went to the Lakers?
He was in Kobe's system. When Jordan Hill went to the Lakers, let's look it up. Jordan Hill.
I'm not saying he didn't play with Kobe. What I'm telling you is, who was their coach?
Oh, nigga, I don't fucking know.
That's my point. Even with Kobe, the Lakers were bad for all those years.
But who was still nice though?
Kobe.
All right,
he's Kobe. You can't compare that.
Nigga, if you nice, you nice. If you supposed to come into the court and drop 10, 15, 20 points or do what you supposed to do, if he drafted as a role player, you come in and do what you're supposed to do, right? If I draft you to be the custodian, you're not going to be sitting up here trying to fix try to cook some dinner, right? You're going to be doing the shit that the custodian's supposed to do, right? I'm not telling you to sit up here and drop 60 points. If your wheelhouse is to drop 15, 20 points, nigga, do it. But Ronaldo Balkman never did it. I don't need you to... don't be the hero. Do what you're supposed to do, bruh.
As the first round pick, they tried to make him that.
And he couldn't because he
that
sucks.
Was not his game.
Nigga, give me Kobe, and we know his game how it is. Then they shouldn't have drafted him because what did he do? Because he went to the Nuggets. Bro, matter of fact, bro, I'm not even doing this with you. I'm going to look up this nigga numbers right now. We not even doing this whole, but what about checking tape? I'm about to look up this nigga numbers right now, son. Cool. So I ain't even going to talk about when he was with us. I ain't even going to talk about when he was with us. When he was with Denver, and then he came back to us. The highest average this nigga ever had was 5 points.
Now, let me ask you this. In the new regime, Why would they give him a second chance if they didn't know he had the potential?
Because the Knicks are stupid and we pick up a bunch of dumbass players when we don't need to.
That's what you want to believe.
That's the truth. You think in 2011 when we had Amari Stoudemire, Melo, and all them that we needed Ronaldo Balkman?
There was a reason they did that.
No,
Dante.
I'm pretty sure we could have picked up another role player in the offseason other than Ronaldo fucking Balkman.
Everyone knew the potential was there. It wasn't that.
This nigga said potential. Now I thought it was the system. Nigga, is it potential or system? Is it the skill or is it the system,
Are
son?
you kidding me right now?
No, I'm not, because it's the skill. That's what I'm saying.
What you're doing is you're trying to pick on certain words.
No.
I'm not saying the same thing.
What are you saying then?
Because clearly the system that he got drafted in was wrong, which fucked him up mentally, which means that he already mentally thought that he wasn't fit for this league, which ruined him when he went to Denver. All right?
He actually had the most points when he was in Denver, but go ahead.
Excuse me?
He had the most points when he was with Denver. That's when he had 5.
So... Anyway, so in the Knicks, like you said, because that's when they had Melo and Stat. Why the hell would they go pick up this guy who you think is terrible to a team that was fit? That if you guys don't remember, when the Knicks made that trade for Melo, they fitted that team to win championships.
Before Melo or after?
I'm talking about when they first made the deal.
Oh, so you're talking about when we acquired Melo?
Yes.
You think we were championship bound?
No, that's what they were aiming for.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying to follow you. That's
so
all.
If you're building a team to not just go to the playoffs, they were building a team to win rings. If you're doing that, as a GM, why the hell would I go pick up a player who I think is garbage? What I'm telling you is they knew something was there and it hadn't been tapped. They wanted to see if they can tap it. But they knew that they were the ones who fucked it up. Ronaldo Balkman was never going to come in and be a Kobe Bryant. He was never going to come in and be a Robert Horry. He was never going to do that. But he could have came in and been somebody to give me bench minutes so my starters can get rest and still give me at least 5-6 points. As you see, he went to Denver. It was giving 5 points. So that's what I'm saying. The Knicks drafted him and thought, well, since we got him first round, let's make him the man. That was the mistake. You can't cripple people like that. Because, what's the saying? Pressure busts pipes?
So you think Ronaldo Balkman is nice?
No, you keep saying nice.
So do you think that he's good?
He's decent. You think he's trash.
Because he is,
bro. No, he was trash for y'all because y'all put him in the wrong system.
He's with Denver and he's trash there too.
He was not trash to them. They did exactly what they needed out of him.
1 point is what they need out of him, bro.
You just said,
nigga. I said 5 when he first. You can look at it right here. I'm showing you the screen.
Go ahead. And when he got there, what he was averaging?
When he first got there, he averaged 5.
How many minutes of the game he was playing?
14.7.
That's what you want out of a guy who's playing 14 minutes, Dante.
Derrick Rose gives me 15 minutes and gives me at least 15 points. So
are you kidding me? You're comparing him to Derrick Rose now.
Yeah.
MVP Derrick Rose.
See, Derrick Rose, MVP Derrick Rose is not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about after MVP. Because right now, Derrick Rose is who I'm talking about.
Because people not watching trajectory.
Uh-huh.
Even with Derrick Rose's series of injuries, everyone knows that he's worked on his game in other areas. So now he's not as, I only can focus on my explosiveness. Is Derrick Rose not a better jump shooter now?
Absolutely.
He stopped dunking less.
Because of his knees. He's smart.
Derrick Rose still has athleticism to do all
Absolutely.
that shit, but he's choosing not to do it. So he worked on his overall all-around game because he has the mental and the strength to be like, you know what, I need to fix this shit or I'm going to be out of the league. For that reason, remember, when D. Rose was in Minnesota, that's why he can give you a 50-point game.
Yeah.
So you can't compare Derrick Rose situation to a Ronaldo Balkman situation.
Because Ronaldo Balkman is not that good.
Derrick Rose came into the league as what? He went number 1 that year?
Yeah.
Was Chicago not competing with Miami every year in the East?
So, you blame Darko Milicic on a system or his skill?
Ooh.
Darko Milicic.
You think Darko Milicic fat? Why do you think why do you think as the number 1 pick he sat his whole rookie season? Hell yeah, it's the system. Larry Brown knew that he did not fit, and why do you think he left Detroit?
So you think Darko Milicic, if they would have played him, he would have did something?
No.
So do you think that he's nice?
He could have been, yes.
So then you're saying that they didn't play him because of the system and not because of his skill?
Milicic left.
No, that's what I'm just.
Yes.
I'm not even trying to be facetious. I'm really asking you a question.
No, because he had the right people in his corner.
Okay.
Because when that shit happened to him in Detroit, instead of him sticking around the NBA, what did he do? He went back overseas.
Yeah.
And what did he do overseas?
He's balling over there.
That's my point. Because You gotta mental
overseas is different, bro. We not gonna agree on that because it's not the same. It's easier over there.
It's not the NBA. Don't get it twisted, but it's still professional players. And in a sense, sometimes the overseas leagues can groom great NBA talent. Luka Doncic, he's been playing overseas since he was 16. Luka's on MVP level now. So
agreed.
It starts up here. I'm pointing to my head, people. It starts up here because if you don't get put in those right situations from jump, it can either ruin you or make you be like, you know what? I got to work a little bit harder to get where I'm at. But everyone doesn't operate off that. Some people fold. Some people don't have the strong enough mental capacity to be like, yo, damn, bro. What I'm saying about Bachman, and it's crazy we've been speaking about this long, is that I honestly feel as if he went anywhere else with a more solid, put-together organization, I'm kind of ad-libbing to your point, he would have been okay. So as crazy as like, yo, you think that draft pick was bad because of the people who came after him, I'm telling you straight up, it wasn't as bad as you think it was. You only think it was that bad because those players became who they became. But there was a reason why.
Then I'm right.
No, you're not.
You're saying I was wrong at the time, but I'm right now.
No. Because you're still saying it's worse than me saying to you that the Jets passed up on
No. Hold up.
Warren Sapp.
I want everyone that's listening to this to rewind it back to whichever part you need to hear that, because I definitely don't remember ever coming out of my mouth saying that those two things were in any way, shape, or form an equivalence.
What we're debating,
I was just saying that our draft picks are terrible too.
Oh, too. But are we not debating?
Yours are way worse. We just went off on this tangent for a while because I triggered you by saying Ronaldo Bachman is trash. I'll concede and say that y'all are terrible when it comes to draft picks if that's what that was about. I was simply saying that the Knicks aren't like the Jets, top echelon for when it comes to draft picks. That's all.
The Jets passed up on Patrick Mahomes to get Jamal Adams.
Yo, y'all nice. Yo, and the thing that I love about this podcast, y'all, we probably sounded mad hot, but yo, we really over here smiling and shit like that. Because, like, at the end of the day, it's just us talking sports. And I'm a Knicks fan, he a Jets fan, and we both struggling, and we just love our teams. That's all. And on top of that, we talking sports, so, you know, neither of us want to be wrong type shit. But that's my brother, yo.
Half my room is draped in Jet shit. So when I talk about the Jets, and before, when I was younger, I used to be more, like, unrealistic about shit. I'm a realist now. It's hard, man. Like, it's certain. I wish I wasn't as loyal as I am. Like, I'm loyal in life to a fault.
To the T, yo. Oh, my goodness, bro.
There's been so many times I'm like, yo, why am I doing this to myself?
Just play Madden and pick a team, and that one team could win you a championship like the next year. I heard somebody did that before. It's crazy.
I'm happy you said it because I was literally about to bring that up. And this is why I win this argument about Tucker's Law. So when me and D first met, Dante didn't watch football, but he started getting into it because a lot of us in our crew.
I was a basketball head my whole life, y'all,
and we were all football players. So he was like, yo, I'm getting into it. Y'all seem hyped about it, whatever. So we're like, oh, all right, well, you know, if you want to watch it, pick a team now. That case, no one could be like, oh, you only picked that team because they won. So fucking Dante becomes a Saints fan.
Yes, sir.
And if anybody remember the year he picked to be a Saints fan, they went 6-10.
Who that?
These motherfuckers won the Super Bowl the next season.
The very next season. Who that?
Here I am.
Who that said they're going to beat them Saints? What? Who that?
Listen, the last time the Jets won the Super Bowl, my mom was 2 years old. Yo, that was so perfect. Listen, the last time the Jets won the Super Bowl, keep playing too. The last time the Jets won the Super Bowl, my mom was 2 years old. Joe Namath was the quarterback. Joe Namath is going to be 80 soon. The Jets have been in the playoffs about 12 times since? Listen, I already named the amount of people we missed out on the draft. Already named our fucking stupid ass owners. But what do you expect from two guys who can't even get baby powder right? And people went and got the vaccine from them. You kidding me? Fuck. Listen.
Yo, son, how you mess up baby powder, B?
Listen.
Like, yo, you had one job. Make sure that people who use this product just, get all that wetness out the way, keep it a little dry in them areas that they need to keep dry. And y'all filled it with cancer?
Listen.
Damn, B.
Listen.
Double homicide.
Listen, man. I can go on and on and on, but I'm a suffering Jets fan, man. And to watch my team 3 times in my life get so four.
Hey, y'all, he about to get started because I know.
Oh my God!
I know what he's about to bring up, y'all. It's about to get real.
Doug fucking Brien.
I'm gonna just drink my drink.
Woo!
I'm gonna let him go off on his tangent.
Listen,
Y'all enjoy.
That was Ben Roethlisberger rookie season. Ben went to the fucking Super Bowl that year. There was no reason the Jets shouldn't have been. Fucking Doug Brien missed every field goal that game. We would have won by 8 points. Listen, I ain't gotta go to the 09 to 2010 teams. Y'all seen what happened in teams? Defense is best in the league. Yo, real talk.
Yo, y'all had a good ass defense.
I'm gonna be real, and a lot of Jets fans don't do this. We gotta start giving Mark Sanchez his props. Because for those 2 years.
Hold on, son. I gotta add something.
Add something to it.
Mark Sanchez.
Listen.
Hold on, let me play a little bit louder. Mark Sanchez. I've never heard a Jets fan say we need to give him props, so I'm about to listen to this one.
Listen, his rookie year, we went to the AFC Championship game.
Facts.
Completely, totally on the defense.
Big facts.
Defense carried us.
Facts.
Defense carried us all the way when we needed Mark. He didn't step up. He was a rookie. He got that. I don't care what none of y'all say or sit up here and want to speak on. That second season of Mark Sanchez, 8 of those games was won on his shoulders. Him and Tone, Braylon Edwards, Jericho Cotchery.
Yo, y'all had Braylon Edwards.
Dustin Keller. Bruh, he wasn't putting up godly numbers, but he went from game manager his rookie year to, I can do a little bit more. I'm not going to call him running the team, but I can do a little bit more my second year. If y'all remember that season, the game I remember mostly that year is that Houston game. 2 of them, excuse me. Also that Cleveland game that went to overtime that year. We should have lost both of those games. Guess who won them? Mark. People often forget. Fast forward to the playoffs. Who won the first 2 playoff games? Mark. We started off slow in the AFC Championship game that second year. Who brought us back into that game? We lost that game by 3 points. We ain't scored in that first half.
Damn.
Who brought us back? The Jets' dumbass mistake was they saw the same thing that I saw and was like, let's put the team and build it around Mark. The formula was working. Great defense, 2 good-ass running backs, run the ball, let Mark do what he has to do when he needs to do it.
See, and this is when I can honestly agree with your system point. I guess maybe it's a sport thing. Maybe I'm more passionate about basketball than I am football, because I remember one time you said, and again, I'm paraphrasing, so correct me if I'm wrong, and you're definitely more than allowed to do so. You said that Tom Brady would have still been good, but he's better because of the system that he was put in with Belichick.
Listen, Brady, oh God, it's going to hurt to say
Nigga, don't say it. You don't have to say it.
I'm going to say it.
Why?
Please be said.
You can be a hater. It's okay.
I don't like it.
Because as soon as you say it, I'm going to follow up with something else. So go ahead. You say what you're going to say.
What I'm going to say is not a hater comment.
I know it's going to be some loving, I want to give props where props are due, and I'm going to follow up with something else. So you go ahead, say your thing.
Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Fuck Boston. And fuck Tom Brady. Like, I don't understand why that's so hard to say, especially you. He's in your division. It's not even about, I get it. It does sound like you hating, kind of. Good thing I'm not a Jets fan. I'm a Saints fan.
Y'all don't know how much that fucking hurt just now.
That's why you shouldn't have said it. But you wanted to root for somebody in Boston. That was like me saying,
no.
Jason Tatum, you're good.
I'm not rooting. I would never. You can kiss my black ass.
Yo, hey, y'all don't know. Go ahead, talk. Go ahead.
What?
Go ahead, say your thing.
You say some
hey,
bullshit.
Y'all don't know. Go ahead, talk.
What?
Say what you gonna say.
I'm never
hey,
rooting.
Y'all didn't know.
For Tom Brady.
Excuse
me?
What?
Don't be.
Say your
don't
thing,
be
bro.
fibbing.
Go ahead, say your thing.
Tom Brady.
He actually got Tom Brady jersey. In his
oh my God. That man is. You're full of cap today. Oh my Lord. You're Captain America. Oh my God.
Just call me Steve.
Nah, bro. That nigga. Never in my life.
Steve Madden.
Nigga. I was a huge fan of Entourage. I was a huge fan of Entourage when it was on HBO, and they had 2 episodes of Brady on them. I never watched them.
No, I believe it.
I had to literally call people to tell me what happened.
I believe it.
Like, I don't fuck with Tom Brady. I would never buy his jersey. But my thing is, I felt like, and I still somewhat do feel like this, Belichick brought out in Tom what needed to make him Tom. Now, granted, that's my point about mental. Tom got drafted late. He was like, you know what? I'm starting from the bottom. Now I'm here. I'm gonna take this shit and run with it.
Oh, and for those of y'all keeping count, Ness had 2 points and I only had 1, so that's cheating because he had 2 points. Listen. You said it was mental and system. I just said it was skill. So
anyway,
I just want anyone who's keeping count.
Listen, so
because Sean always be wilding. Yo,
what?
Did I? Never mind. We'll
No. Speak it.
Nah, I mean it's nothing big, but I mean, did I call someone Ness by accident before in my life?
Hey, you're fine. Listen.
Okay, no. It's. I mean, I was just talking about another friend of ours. You know, I was asking if I said it because I know we said we wasn't name dropping.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying, Sean?
We good.
Okay, cool.
But what I was saying was Brady became Brady because of the system he was in. You think, and a lot of people are gonna be like, yeah, because of what he did in Tampa Bay last year. You think in a million years, if Tom Brady got drafted by the Jets when he first came out of college, that he would have been Tom Brady? Be real.
Yeah, y'all coaching system sucks, but because I see you staring at me. I see you staring at me.
Add this to it. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Add it, so I can get the whole picture.
When he came out, he started that season as a 3rd string quarterback.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So was he drafted in the aspect that he would have started had he been drafted by y'all?
No.
So then this point is irrelevant.
How? Because
he wasn't going to start. Ronaldo Balkman started. I know that's where you were going with this, but Tom Brady wasn't going to start. He started behind Drew Bledsoe, did he not?
He was the 3rd string.
Behind 2 other people.
It was Bledsoe and somebody else.
So what you're saying is, and again, I'm not painting a picture, I'm just asking a question. Tom Brady's not good enough to have won some of those games by himself?
No, what I'm saying to you is the people who ran the organization was smart enough to know, like, yo, he's not there yet. Let's not force it. Ronaldo Balkman could have been okay, but they tried to force the situation.
So I can't compare him to Jordan or Kobe, but you compare him to Tom Brady.
I'm not really. You brought it up because I wasn't going to do that.
You just brought up that analogy.
You brought up Balkman. I did not bring up Balkman.
But you just brought up an analogy between Tom Brady and Ronaldo Balkman. Y'all know we about to get started again, right?
You was talking about Tom Brady because the Jets.
Y'all know we about to get started again, right?
You was talking about Tom Brady because the Jets' stupidness.
Yes.
That's it, not Balkman.
Nah, you brought up systems.
No, you brought that shit up.
Nah, you brought it up.
Listen,
you brought up systems and shit.
You said someone believes Tom. Listen, fuck Tom Brady for life. That's on,
fuck Boston and Tom Brady.
That's on mommies.
And I know Tom Brady's in Tampa Bay, and that's even more reason for me to say fuck him because he's in my division now. Fuck Tom Brady.
Too for picking him up.
But I hate him.
Retire. If Tom really wanted to give a middle finger to Belichick, he should have signed with the Jets. But listen. I think I proved my point. Dante has some good points. We'll never figure this out for real about who's worse.
No, we're gonna have a part 2. Honestly, at this point, we've gone on. I'm pretty sure.
As long as this fucking episode has been,
and we still haven't proven who's worse. So we're gonna have to leave it to the people.
We're gonna leave it to
y'all.
y'all.
So people, what we're gonna need for y'all to do as listeners, what we're gonna do is we're gonna put out another poll based on those of y'all that seen the episode today and the points that we both have made. I know we might have gone off on some tangents, but who do you think was the worst in terms of overall management, organization as a whole? So you guys be the judge on how long or what that's going to look like.
And we'll go off of what y'all saying. We'll talk briefly about it next episode. But with that, we're going to catch y'all next week. Till then, be blessed, be safe. No Talent Beats. Play us out, baby.
No Talent Beats.